Hey, what's up guys? DarkLogic here, and I just got done recording my reaction to reading the final chapter of Attack on Titan, chapter 139, and let me tell you, I loved this chapter. I thought this was a great conclusion to this manga. And before I go any further, of course I have to tell you, the video is going to contain spoilers, what are you doing with your life, blah blah blah. If you haven't read this chapter, go read it! Okay, but anyway, I was so worried because everyone was freaking out over the leaks. Even my friend messaged me and was like, you gotta look at these, you're gonna suffer with me. I was like, no, I refuse. And I'm glad I didn't, because I did not want my last experience of Attack on Titan to be tainted by anything, especially badly translated leaks. And it sounds like straight up trolling. I haven't looked at what was released yet, spoiler wise. I just read the chapter, but yeah, it sounded bad. It figures somebody wanted to hurt us and make us worried and disappointed and sad before the chapter wasn't even out. But you know what? No. This, I can see where things might have been taken out of context or translated poorly that might have gotten people freaking out a little bit. In the beginning of the chapter, yeah, there was a couple things where I was like, really? Really? But as it went on, it got better. And as it turned out, I think it all worked out pretty well. Like, I actually don't know if I could have hoped for a better ending. The most important things that I wanted to happen, happened. So that's great. That makes me really happy. Like, Armin, like, my number one thing is I wanted Armin to have a big role to play in the end here. I wanted something big to happen with Armin, and he was like in most of the chapter, so that was nice. I've been saying over and over that Armin is important, he's gotta do something important at the end, and they can't just do all this stuff with him and then not have something go on, not have something happen at the end that becomes the payoff for all this build-up. Like, and I am happy with what happened. Like, not quite what I was expecting, but it's like Armin kind of ended up being one of the most important people at the end, because even though Mikasa was the one who technically killed Eren, Armin took the credit for it, and that was kind of part of the plan, because Eren knew, I think, that Armin could be like the one person who could negotiate with whoever was left after he royally screwed everything up. There is one thing that I am a bit on the fence with how I feel about, and that was Eren's motivation to do this. In the beginning it says he wanted to make them the heroes, and I had a little bit of a problem with that at first. In the end, it turned out that him doing what he did and then making Mikasa make the choice that she made ended up getting rid of the Titans for some reason. It doesn't really explain why. Well, never mind. It does explain why. Although the explanation is so kind of weird and random that I keep forgetting. It was because of Ymir. Ymir, turns out, was in love with King Fritz, the guy who like tormented her and made her do all this horrible stuff. She had, you know, this whole thing, all this happened because Ymir had Stockholm Syndrome, basically. And that was the second thing that I'm kind of not sure about. You know, maybe maybe once I reread the story, because I just bought all the Colossal Edition books of the manga. There's gigantic freaking books, and there's got 5 of them, just waiting for the 6th one to be released, and then I'll have the collection. Really excited. I'm gonna read through all those again, and maybe there'll be more kind of hinting towards that. I do remember the part where Ymir kind of jumped out in front of the spear somebody threw at the king, and she ended up dying instead of him. And, you know, he told her to, like, get up and heal herself, but she didn't for some reason. So there's just some things there that don't make a lot of sense to me. It seems like it's kind of out of left field. You know, there was that one hint, but I don't know. Like, and then they didn't really, like, the worm just disappeared for some reason after that. I guess the worm was kind of tied to Ymir, its life in some way, and when Ymir was freed of her whatever, the worm went with her. That doesn't really make a lot of sense to me either, because the worm clearly existed independent of her before she fell down that tree, and there's just a lot of things that I want to be explained, but, you know, at least it leaves me open to make more theory videos. Sure, why not? But anyway, there were a couple little things there, but honestly, in the grand scheme of things, they're pretty minor. I'm just kind of nitpicking a little bit, I feel like, talking about those things. Like, Eren, I haven't, like, looked at a lot of, videos or anything what other people are saying about the chapter yet. I did click on one video, and they were basically saying that Eren's character is ruined now because of the motivation he revealed. I don't think so. I think this is fine. Like, I think that this goes along with Eren's character. I mean, yeah, it kind of made it look like Eren was, like, super calculating, and he was, you know, he just, like, had everything figured out, but, like Eren is an inherently flawed character. That is the purpose of his character. He is an example of what happens when anger is left unchecked. I think that's something Isayama literally, like, said. I mean, I don't think he said Eren specifically. That's, like, what the story is about. And Eren is this character who kind of just let his anger run away with him, and he was so desperate to protect his friends and protect the people he cared about that he was willing to do horrible things and literally become a devil in the process. And, you know, that is a very human thing. You know, life is messy. When things get really crappy and people get backed into a corner, they can do things that they would have never done before. And Eren is kind of an example of that, I think. And the reason I don't mind this is because it shows that Eren is still very human. You know, he's not even really sure if he was doing the right thing. It just was, and Isayama mentioned this before as well, like, it's just what his emotions drove him to do. Isayama said that he was writing not to say something, to send out a message or anything. He was just writing from the perspective of the characters and their emotional states and how that drives their actions. And Eren has obviously always been a very emotional character. He could be very extreme with his emotions, and, you know, just like how he didn't hesitate to kill those two guys to save Mikasa when he was like 9 years old or something. He didn't really hesitate to kill the people that he felt was threatening the people he cared about. Like, that was foreshadowing way, way, way before anybody knew this was gonna happen. Like, that is literally Eren's character. And I kind of love that Armin got really snippy with him. He's like, you're pathetic. Like, you're stupid. Like, why would you do that? Why'd you beat me up, you jerk? Like, he got all sarcastic for a bit there. He's like, how could you do that to Mikasa? You're such an a-hole. And in one part, it seems like Eren's kind of saying, you know, I don't want to die, but if I have to do this, it's not fair for me to stay alive when I killed all these people. Like, so, like, Eren, I was worried for a while that Eren had just become morally, like just devoid of emotion and morality. Like, he was just like, I don't care, I'm gonna kill everybody, whatever. I'm gonna kill you guys too, if you fight me. It seemed like he had just turned into this evil person, and that's why there's part of me that's like, you know, maybe there's something controlling him. Maybe he's not acting on his own. But I was watching, there's a part in one of the recent episodes, the final season, and John, I forgot about this in the manga, but John kind of suggests that Eren beat Armin up and said those mean things to Mikasa for a reason, that there was some other purpose that it was serving. And, like, I remember saying when that chapter came out in the manga that he didn't really feel that way about them. I refused to believe that. He just wanted to push them away for some reason, because whatever he was planning on doing. And I was right about that. Yay, go me. So does this ruin Eren's character? Hell no, it doesn't ruin Eren's character. I think it makes him better. Like, Eren is a complicated person, like, and, you know, if he had just been like, whatever, killing everybody, don't care about nothing, like, that would have ruined his character for me. For him to come back to life and finish the rumbling, to just kill everybody and survive at the end, that would have ruined his character for me. Like, I don't know what people are thinking. Like, why would anyone, I don't know why anybody would want that. Like, I want Eren to stay a human. Like, I don't want him to be just evil. And this makes Eren very human. It brings back the person that he used to be. It makes me feel like he's still the person he's always been, even though he seemed to have changed so much and he did all this stuff. Like, he felt like he had to do that just to protect his friends. He didn't even know if it would be protecting them, and like, I don't know. All of that just makes it feel more realistic to me, because things are complicated and you never know how things are gonna work out, and sometimes you have to make decisions and you're not really sure like whether it'll result in what you want it to or not. And like, I still don't agree with what Eren did. I don't think that, you know, he should have like used the rumbling, but at the same time, if it really was the only way to get rid of the Titan, then I guess it had to be done. But you know, it's still crazy. And like, I don't know, but that's the thing I love about this manga is Isayama creates these situations where you're really not sure what was right, what would have been the right decision. It's like, just let things keep going the way they're going with Titans in the world, or end it. Eren, in a way, he's like, he wanted to get rid of the Titans, right? And something had to be done to get rid of them. And in a way, I guess you could say Eren kind of ripped off the proverbial band-aid, because according to this chapter, the reason the Titans continued to be a thing for 2,000 years is because Ymir was bound by King Fritz's desire to keep Titans in the world. That was his dying wish, is for Titans to continue their reign over humanity, in a sense. And so she was just existing to make that happen. And she needed somebody to free her from that. She needed somebody to see that she didn't have to be a slave to her feelings for this man who really didn't deserve them in the first place. You know what I'm saying? And for whatever reason, I guess Eren came to the conclusion that if he did this, and if he got Mikasa to let go of him and kill him, that would free Ymir from this thing that has bound her to continue the existence of the Titan in this world. So I'm trying to think of like why exactly that's the case. I guess it must be linked to Mikasa letting go of her love for Eren and showing Ymir that that's possible to, you know, let go of somebody that you love for, you know, the sake of everyone else. And in a way, Eren contributed. He definitely, I think, is the first one who got Ymir to see that she didn't have to be a slave. He literally said, you don't have to be a slave. You know, you're not a god. You're just a person. You don't have to do this anymore. I guess you could say that's why Ymir was smiling when Mikasa killed Eren. You can see her in the background smiling while during that creepy kiss. And because Mikasa had set her free. She no longer had to be a slave to what Karl Fritz wanted. When Mikasa was able to let go of Eren, Ymir was able to let go of Karl Fritz. So that's interesting. I'm going to be thinking about that a lot and probably doing a discussion video on that later. But that's basically what this was all about. Yeah. So, and you know, obviously, one thing I was thinking of, well, couldn't Eren have told Armin and Mikasa and, you know, just been like, kill me, Mikasa? Well, no, she never would have been able to do it. He had to, I guess, manufacture a situation where she literally had to kill him in order for it to end. And she would have never have done it if she absolutely didn't have to. And that's why he had to become such a threat. He had to kind of force her hand into doing what needed to be done. So yeah, everyone can say what they want about Eren. I am really glad it turned out this way. Like, again, nobody said Eren's reasoning was perfect, but he set out to do what he wanted to do. He set out to extinguish the Titans and their hold over humanity. And he did that. And, like, you know, good on him. It sucks that he had to kill 80% of the population. Like, that's not good. But he freed humanity from the Titans. You know, it's tough. It's tough to say whether it was the right or the wrong thing to do. Yes, the Titans are gone, but it wasn't really worth killing that many people. I don't know. It really freaking puts your head in a spin. I don't know. I feel really... As I'm looking over the pages again, I just feel really sad for Eren. That he felt like he was put in this position and he felt like he had to do this. Like I said over and over again, Eren using the rumbling, it goes completely counter to the person he actually is, you know? Like, he always hated it when people died. He doesn't want people to die. He doesn't want to kill people, but he would rather all these people die than the few people that he is close to. And it's messed up, but I think that's a very human thing. And, you know, it's something that it's hard to talk about. It's hard to admit. But, like, I don't know. Think about the people that you have in your life. It's just like the trolley experiment, which I'm pretty sure I brought up in a video a while back. So there's like a fork in the road on a train track, and on one side you've got one person, on the other side you've got 5 people. The train is coming down the track and it's headed towards hitting those 5 people. Like, say you have the option to pull a lever and change which direction that train is going. And you can either do nothing and let it hit those 5 people, or you can decide to pull the lever and have it just kill that one person. And some people might decide to pull the lever to save more lives, or some people might not want to do anything because they don't want to make that choice. But, like, what if that one person is somebody that you care about and the rest, these other 5 people, are strangers? Like, it's very, very unlikely that you're gonna pull that lever. Like, tell me that you would not let those 5 people die to save that one person you care about. You know what I'm saying? So in a way, what Eren did is monstrous. It's horrible, but it's also very human. And I feel like this sort of thing is kind of the thing that they were talking about, that little monologue at the end of the chapter. It was talking about discussing certain things through story that is hard to talk about. That's exactly what this is about, you know what I'm saying? Eren's character is an expression of a very complicated human dynamic. And I think that's brilliant. I really appreciate that. It hurts. Like, I don't know. I love that. I love stories that are able to kind of express what complicated creatures humans really are. You know, we tend to want to look at the world in black and white, but it's not. Like, most of it's very gray. And there are some things, like, obviously murdering millions of people is a very bad thing to do. Then you have the emotional aspect of, I want to protect my loved ones, I don't want them to die, you know? And that's Eren. Just bravo to Isayama for accomplishing what he did with this character. I love Eren way more now than I ever did, to be honest. Eren was really never one of my favorite characters in the manga, but the way things kind of concluded, like, I just appreciate his character more than ever now. So, I don't know. I think this is great. I love them hugging at the end of their conversation. That's very sweet. Like, I'm glad to see Eren and Armin kind of make up, and, like, you know, they have a certain understanding of each other, and so does Mikasa. And I love that. I appreciate that. That feels good to me, you know? It feels nice that they kind of got to make up. It didn't end with them hating each other or questioning each other or a lot of pain. I was worried that this chapter was just gonna be straight up pain. But no, this chapter was really nice. I'm so glad. Like, I didn't even think about Eren possibly just, like, leaving them messages, right? Like, through the paths, I guess. But he left everybody that he cared about, like, sort of like a goodbye message, and he talked to them. That's really nice. and he like explained why he was doing it. And like this part, it creeps me out a little bit, but the part where like Armin sees Mikasa like holding his head, and he's like crying, he's like hugging the head. That's so sad. Oh, that makes me want to cry. Oh, that makes me want to cry right now. I'm looking at the chapter again as I'm recording this. Okay. No, I'm not. Okay, no, I'm not. Oh god. Okay. Tearing up more than the first time I read it. I'm so glad that John and Connie are back, and Gabby too, I guess. I like Gabby. I joke about not liking her, but I appreciate her character arc. And, like, Reiner's still alive. He's got a new lease on life. That's nice. But yeah, Jean and Connie, they're alive again, hallelujah! They survived, and they saw Sasha's ghost, and she's smiling, and that's nice. Like, there's a lot of nice things in this chapter. That's very sweet. You know, Annie got to be reunited with her dad. Thank you for that. That was messed up in the last chapter. They were right there, and then, nope. But no, they got to reunite. And then Levi, oh Levi, man, this is the part that really got me. He saw Erwin and Hanji and Petra and all them people, and Mike and whatever that weird guy's name is. Oh, like I was like extra sad because I thought he was dying. Like I thought he was just gonna sit there and die. But yeah, that was sweet too. This chapter's so sweet. And he did the thing with his fist. Levi. Bah. Oh, this was a good chapter. This was such a good chapter. This was like I was so worried that we were gonna get one of those endings. Like people kept bringing up The Mist. Like, no, The Mist is icky. I don't like that movie. That was an icky ending. It made me feel icky. That's how The Mist makes me feel. Icky. Not happy. Was not happy with that. Didn't have to end that way. That's not even how the book ended, okay? So, just know. I don't like feeling that way. Like, when a story concludes, like, even if it's sad, even if it's tragic, even if a lot of horrible things happen, like, if there is some good at the end, this is good. It's bittersweet. There are happy moments. There are nice moments. There are sweet moments. Like, I've never thought I would describe a chapter of Attack on Titan as sweet, but this chapter is so sweet. It's so nice. It's just, after everything these characters have been through, it's good to see something good happen, you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, they're never gonna get Sasha back. They can't undo everything that's happened, all of the people that have died, but it's like, I don't know, the Titans are gone, Jean and Connie are back, all these other people, Reiner's mom, Annie's dad, all those people up on the hill, they're okay. Like, Eren reconciled with Armin and Mikasa, and like, Armin's boss man now. He's gonna go fight for peace in the world and shit. And like, I'm happy about that. I'm sad that Mikasa left. Like, she's just like, I'm out. I'm done. Like, I'm just gonna go live under this tree now, I guess. What the heck? Did she went back to Paradis all by herself with Eren's head and buried it under that tree and just been hanging out there for 3 years? I don't know. But you know, that's what she wanted to do. So yeah, and this ending part where they're about to start fighting again, and Armin's like, yo, I'm an Eldian from Paradis, and I killed Eren, so what up? You gotta listen to me now. We did this. We saved humanity from the Titans, even though you guys are mean to us and stuff. So, I don't know, that was cool. I like that part. That's all I really wanted, was for Armin to be important. That's all I care about. Okay, not all I care about, but you know me. I started this channel because of Armin. I started this channel because I didn't want him to die. During the Serum Bowl, I was like, there are 1,000 million reasons why Armin must live, and I was right. I wasn't right about all the reasons. Definitely didn't turn out to be a Reese or a Tiber or anything like that. but he was important in his own right, which is pretty cool. I don't know, maybe it makes it even cooler that he just ended up being important because of who he is, rather than being connected to a Reese or the Tiber, or having anything to do with his parents, which is still a big mystery for me. Like, why did his grandfather have that book? And why were they, like, inventing machines to try and leave the wall? There's a lot I want to know about those people. But anyway, I don't know. I just think that's cool. Armin ended up being important, just in his own right. And even though, like, I was expecting through this whole thing that he would come up with some kind of big plan to solve everything, but he never did that. But that's okay, because he did kind of help Eren with what Eren was trying to do. He didn't really have a choice, but if it weren't for Armin, there wouldn't have been any chance for there to be peace, you know? The future is in Armin's hands. And, like, one thing that I really was not expecting was the Jaegerists to just take over Paradis. Like, that is crazy. But I mean, yeah, that sort of thing happens, I guess. So, and that's what I love about Isayama, is his writing is realistic, and it's like, things happen and you're like, I was not expecting that to happen, but I should have. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's crazy because Historia's still there. She's been there this whole time while all of this has happened. She's still queen. And so that's good because that gives them more of a chance to like negotiate with them. And it's just crazy that like they just haven't been back to Paradis for the past 3 years. Like, that's weird. Like, were they not able to get back there? Were they afraid to go back there? Like, that's wild. And like, you can see in the crowd all these people. You can see that the Reeves, right? You can see that Reeves company guy, I think it was. You can see Hitch in the background in this panel. You can see Niccolo and Sasha's parents and that little girl. You can see Kiyomi, and like they still have friends on the island. So, you know, there's definitely like hope that they can, you know, figure something out. And like, I like Armin's new haircut, by the way. He's got like a Levi haircut now. Looks good on him. So yeah, and then it kind of ends with Armin's like, when they see us together, all these people that were trying to kill each other before, they're gonna want to know our story. They're gonna want to know what happened. And like let's tell them everything. And that's cool, because they got a crazy story to tell. But like, yeah, their story is inspiring. I'm so glad. You see Armin, he's on the boat, in the front of the boat. He's looking at a bird. There's a feather. I'm gonna draw that panel. You guys, with him looking at the feather. That's a nice picture. I'm so glad Levi's still alive too. Like, I thought he was gonna die. But you know what? It's okay. He seems like he's doing fine. He's just sitting in his wheelchair and reading the newspaper. It's like, whatever. I got one eye. I look like Frankenstein. It's okay. Man, it's just cool. I'm just glad everything turned out the way it turned out. I think this chapter is really good. I think it concluded well. Not exactly what I was expecting again, but that's okay. I didn't expect it would be everything I was expecting. And it was just gonna be something out there that Isayama was gonna pull out of his back pocket, and that was like, yeah, the whole Ymir thing. That was weird, but you know, I get it. So, and then of course we end with Mikasa sitting under that tree. We've come full circle, sitting there next to Eren's grave, and somehow she knows that they're coming. She's like, everybody's gonna come visit you, and that's nice. I want to die. And she's sad, she's crying, she doesn't want to meet you again. And then it ends with her saying thank you for wrapping this scarf. And so sad, and I want to cry, but it was so good. I want to cry in a good way. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys my initial thoughts on this chapter. Get something out as quickly as I can. That is my review. I didn't write a script or anything for this. I'm just talking. So, but yeah, cool. Attack on Titan's over, and that's sad, but I'm so glad that the ending turned out being just about perfect, in my opinion. I'm so happy that this thing that I've invested so much time and energy into turned out to be really good. Like, I kinda knew it would be. I knew the end would be good. I could not see Isayama giving us a bad ending, but like I said, I've had some bad experience. But I don't know. This guy, Isayama's just, he's so brilliant. He's a genius. Like this is a once in a lifetime kind of story. He's like the Tolkien of our era. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just so cool. Anyway, I've got a reaction video for you guys coming, me reading the chapter, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that. And then after that, we're gonna be doing some discussion videos. So let me know what you guys want me to talk about. I definitely have some things I want to talk about, but like let me know what you want to hear me talk about most of all. And let me know what you thought of this chapter. Did you like it? Were you satisfied like I was, or not so much? Did you dislike it? Did you wish it would have been totally different? Like, did you hate it? Are you kind of like in the middle? Let me know. Also, of course, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, comment. I already said comment. Hit the notification bell, and share it with your friends who read Attack on Titan. Alright, thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Child is slowly taken, and the violence causes